Ow! 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 I'm bruised head to toe, but luckily I don't seem to be seriously injured. I raise my head and see Karen at the top of the stairs, staring down at me with concern. Karen suddenly lets out a gasp and turns her back on me before running away. What's up with her? Whoops, look like my junk is hanging out. How'd that happen? These shorts are a little loose on me. Anyways, it's a miracle that I got away with just a few scratches after falling down those stairs. Maybe I was born to be a stuntman? Perhaps I should be aiming for Hollywood after all. Pick myself up from the ground and put my junk away. Didn't you say that it was less than 8 centimeters? Right then, which way's Hollywood? I follow after Karen, not knowing where else to go. Sarah, who wants to go rejected me so brutally, is now smiling broadly. Karen, how did you manage to win her affection? And Sarah does address her with such affection. It's almost like Karen's her big sister. Just tell me, how do I get Sarah to act that friendly with me? No way! Really? What should I do? Don't tell me die. What's with the long pause? Why is she blushing? Which is why I have to kill him. This conversation is apparently perfectly natural to both Karen and Sarah. But I haven't got a clue what they're talking about, which really pains me for some reason. Maybe it's better that I don't understand. This is when you return the knife. Yup. Sarah grudgingly hands something over to Karen. Hey, it's that butterfly knife. That was all your idea? There are two minors planning a murder right here in front of me. Am I just meant to ignore that? And I'm the target. She harmed herself pretty well earlier. If I take another path back there, I reckon I'd probably be dead as a dodo. Doesn't Karen know that Sarah's out to kill me? Well, people say that, but you know, they could be wrong. What kind of logic is that? I cast a quick glance at Sarah. Sarah. For whatever reason, she just stares silently back at me. Love and hate are two sides of the same coin, huh? Yes, discuss it right in front of me. Does she really? No, I'm sure she's not serious. I know I'm not eating any of your bento.
説明しなくていい。ただ私、虫を触るのが苦手で、手伝ってくれませんか？
Karin conspicuously averts her gaze.
そうだ、こいつを使えばいい。
She points at me. Why me?
では明日までに毒虫を100匹集めておいてください。
I never agreed to this.
男なら虫くらい平気だろ。
I'm not your personal handyman. I don't even have money for food. I don't have time to be messing around catching bugs. And why should I help gather poison for them to curse me to death?
それじゃあやっぱり直接この手で殺さないと。
Bring it on. Wait. Alright, I'll help. I'll help, okay?
本当ですか？
Yeah. How do things end up like this? Oh well.
ありがとうございます。
Let's just say that her smile is worth the effort. Sure, in her mind I'm a troll stranger right now, but she might open up to me someday if I start butting up to her.
いいですか？100匹ですよ。
Though somehow I'll need to make it through this death curse of hers first.
それとほら、今日の分。いつもありがとうございます。
Sora smiles as she takes a large paper bag from Karin. What's in there? A deserted shrine? A shady handover? Are you two trafficking weed?
もううるせえな。
Or maybe it's some kind of new trendy designer drug?
じゃあ、用も済んだし私は帰るよ。
Yeah, it's a horrible drug called anime.
せめて一緒に茹でるだけでもすぐに茹でますから。
If she's boiling it, then that means it's gotta be some sort of food.
悪いな、バイトがあるんだよ。そうなんですか。
See you later, Karin. I'll sit back and have a taste of Sara's home cooking. She just said she was going to poison you.
何言ってんだ。あんたが来なくて誰が私に仕事を教えんだよ。
Sorry, I got fired. Too bad, but I'm a vagabond now, bound by nothing and nobody.
はあ？
Huh, doesn't look like she gets it. Well, if you've got a job, you're never really going to understand the vagabond lifestyle.
要するに、ヒルアンドンってことですよね。
Never heard that phrase before. Shut up. Anyway, who cares about that sort of thing?
と言いますか、誰も刹那さんにご馳走するとは言ってませんが。
But if you don't, how are you going to poison me? What? I thought that this whole conversation was to lead up to her making me lunch.
ほら、刹那、無駄口叩いてねえでさっさと行こうぜ。リンネ。
It's fine. She fired me.
はあ？
It's a real tale of woe, sure to have everyone in tears. Actually, if I try to cover anything, if I try and cover everything, I may end up going on a bit. Not that I mind giving them the full director's cut, but I don't think I want to read it. Once upon a time, there lived a man named Setsuna.
リンネのやつ、お前のこと探してたぞ。
What?
使用人が急に行方不明になったって回覧板で回ってきた。
These guys rely on that bulletin board way too much. Nope, she told me I was fired, I'm sure of it.
わかったわかった。いいから行くぞ。
You'll have to be missing for 24 hours before you can file a missing person report.
おい、リンネ。刹那を捕まえてきてやったぞ。
As soon as Karin calls out to her, Rine comes into the living room.
刹那、あなた一体どこをほっつき歩いてたのよ。
I set out upon the vagabond lifestyle. I don't expect you to understand. You really need to ask? I set off in search of a new job and...
もう、心配かけないでよね。探したんだから。
You just pinned a notice on the bulletin board.
探したわよ。家の中暗いわ。
Uh-huh. That doesn't sound very convincing. But it seems like she was genuinely worried. Her eyes are kind of bloodshot too, but maybe that's just from a lack of sleep.
それと、はい、これ。
Renee casually proffers me an envelope. What's this? A love letter?
出て行った理由、私なりに考えてみたのよ。
You really didn't need to write a letter of apology.
違うわよ。お給料よ、お給料。
My wages?
ほら、受け取ったらちゃんと中身確認する。
Renee encourages me to open the envelope, and I find 3 banknotes inside. 3,000 yen per day, huh? Not bad, considering I also get meals and lodging. I start counting the zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, are these 10,000 yen notes?
とりあえず、今日までの3日間分。明日からは日払いにするから。
10,000 yen each day? Did you miscount these? Is your lack of sleep catching up on you?
失礼ね。夏目漱石が1000円で、福沢諭吉が1万円でしょ？
The legendary Fukuzawa Yukichi? Oh no. My hands are shaking. I need to get this to a bank soon or else I might be in danger. Or maybe I should exchange it for precious metals to beat inflation?
だから、その、説の。
My gaze turns from Professor Fukuzawa to Rine, who sounds a little flustered.
お願い。もう、どこにも行かないで。
I see. She thought that I left because I was dissatisfied with the work environment. I only left because you said I was fired.
まさかあんな冗談を本気にしたの？
But I committed an unforgivable sin, remember?
大げさすぎ。壺を割っただけでしょ？
Renee smiles and addresses me playfully. I don't really understand how rich people think, but it seems like she's forgiven me for the incident with the vase, at least. Really? Can you stop joking around about things like that? I can't cope.
ごめん。
Nah, it was my fault in the first place. I'm sorry too. We both apologize. To anyone watching, it must be a very strange sight to behold. Now that we've cleared that up, I'll give you back this money. That's not why I'm working here. I try to hand the envelope back to Rine, but she won't take it from me.
一度受け取ったものを返すなんて失礼でしょ？
But are you really okay with giving me this much?
もちろん、お給料に見合った働きはしてもらうけどね。
Okay, I'll take it then. Thanks. I stuff the envelope into my pocket. It's the first material possession I've gained since arriving on this island.
ま、だから言っただろ。
Karan, who's standing next to me, prods me in the side with her elbow. Yeah, seems like Rina is the only girl for me. It was wrong of me to try and play the field.
浮気？
No, I don't mean it in that way.
こいつ、リンネに捨てられたからって、サラんとこに転がり込もうとしてたんだよ。
Hey, Karan, what are you doing adding fuel to the fire like that?
せつな。
I was just looking for a new job.
出ていけ！
Is this another one of her jokes?
あんたってさ、根っからの紐体質だよな。
That came out of nowhere. What's all this about? I'm mopping the kitchen floor together with Karin, maid edition. When suddenly, without pausing to look at me, she comes out with this.
もし私が1億円やるっつったら、どうする？
I'll be your slave. I'll do anything.
ほら、そういうのだよ。
Wait, what? She's not planning on giving me anything? Surely anyone would react that way, though. I mean, it's 100 million. You could build a dynasty with that kind of money.
私は嫌だね。他人からタダでもらった金なんか。
I feel like she's openly making fun of me. I can't put up with this. That's too bad. I was going to treat you to something to celebrate my first paycheck.
実は行きつけの甘味屋があるんだ。
Karin immediately stops mopping. Aren't you being kind of a hypocrite?
黒豆あんみつが最高なんだ。
Her eyes are glittering so fiercely that I'm almost a bit frightened.
食いながら海が見渡せるんだ。
Doesn't everywhere have a great sea view here?
夕日が海に沈む瞬間がまたいいんだ。
Alright, alright, I'll take you there sometime.
仕事上がったら行こうぜ。
What's up with her? Well, I suppose it is thanks to her that I have all this money to burn. But didn't you say that you had a curfew? And wait a second, aren't you getting paid for this too? With a big smirk, Karin waves an envelope into my face similar to the one that I received earlier.
学校の補習があって午後しか働けねえから、あんたと違って日給5000円だけどな。
Around $50 a day. Damn. Seeing as it's the height of summer, I fancy some shaved ice.
勝手に食えばいいだろ。
It's not fair.
男と女の関係なんてそんなもんだ。
That face. You're still just a kid.
私はガキじゃねえよ。もう17だっつったろ。
Let me know when you can vote, hey. Exactly, just a kid. Now what does that make me? Hard to do another 17-year-old's bidding.
こうやって金だって稼いでる。もう誰にも子供扱いなんかさせねえよ。
Your first paycheck's one thing, but you can only say you're a woman once you've had your first period.
とっくに来てるよ。って何言わせんだ、ぶっ殺すぞ。
Huh. She fumbles with her skirt, fishing around for her knife, but she seems to have trouble getting it out. She really can't handle dirty jokes. Well, as a responsible adult, I don't mind treating you to bean jelly or bean soup or whatever. I'll pay for the hotel too, of course.
ホテル？
Hmm? Isn't that a pretty important part of any proper grown-up date?
デート？やっぱなし。おごりの件はなし。
She really is a kid. Okay, let's get back to it then. We have to work for our supper.
そうだったな。
We both start mopping again. It's important to keep the kitchen clean, even if it's not used on a regular basis. We really need to put our backs into it. But it's not long before I come to another standstill. Don't you think we're being paid a bit much? The only work I'm fit for is cleaning, serving meals, and maybe taking out the trash once in a while. And maybe I'll ask Rin for permission to try my hand at the laundry. I suppose serving as Rina's bodyguard during her nightly walks counts as work too? It still doesn't feel like I'm doing very much.
いいんじゃねえか。リンネにとってはそんくらいの価値があるんだろう。
I hope so. Even though I've secured a stable livelihood for myself, I'm starting to feel more anxious by the day. It's as if the world is a dollhouse, and we're the little dolls sitting in it. If a doll isn't a good fit, it's deemed unnecessary and thrown out. No, I don't think that's how dolls work, actually. If I keep whiling away my time here, taking advantage of Rene's kindness, she may get sick of me one day. We humans just aren't capable of unconditional love. We only stick together as a matter of necessity.
どうしたんだよ。
Nothing. I was just wondering if there's anything else I can do. Rene gave me a name and a home, and a reason to be here. Those kinds of things aren't usually handed out for free. How am I meant to live up to her expectations? For starters, I don't think cleaning the kitchen is quite enough. But what else could I do? There's gotta be something that only I can do.
まるで浦島太郎だな。
Hmm?
ああ、ほら、知ってるだろ。浦島太郎の昔話。
Explain it for the
浜辺で
audience.
子供にいじめられていた亀が浦島太郎に助けられてってやつ。
Rene told me the same story the other day. But Karin tells it a little differently. She makes it sound as if the turtle is the main character instead of the titular Urashima Taro.
まるであんたみたいじゃねえか。
I see. I'm the turtle. And Rine said me, so she's Urashima Taro. The turtle thanks Urashima Taro by taking him away to the underwater palace of Ryugucho, right? My role, then, is to take Rine to Ryugucho? If only it were real. But this tiny island doesn't seem to have a single leisure spot, let alone anything like that.
ちなみに私もあんたを助けたよな。
Huh? When exactly did this happen? Like, how many nights ago? I kinda struggled with time.
子供かよ。
No, I really don't have any memory of this.
おとといのことだよ。私が船にいなかったら、あんたは本土に送り返されてたはずだろ。
Oh, I suppose she's right.
で、あんたを助けなけりゃ、私は今頃本土で自由を満喫してたわけだ。
Okay, so how do you want me to express my gratitude?
例の甘味屋、竜宮って名前なんだ。
I thought you'd given up on that idea.
これはデートじゃなくて恩返しだからな。
Sure, I'll lead the great Urashima Taro back to Ryugucho then.
じゃあ約束な。明日の12時、浦島神社の下に集合だ。
As she reckons I'm a mooch? That's the pot calling the kettle black. Not that I mind too much.
そういえばさ、
Her voice is reduced almost to a whisper.
あの話、浦島太郎は幸せだったのかな。
Well, his name was Urashi. Ha ha ha, bilingual joke. What do you mean?
確かに竜宮城では楽しく過ごせたのかもしれねえ。けど戻ってきて現実を知ったわけだろ。何十年も時間が経ってるって現実は。
That's right. Time in Ryugucho passes by at a different rate to the rest of the world. One day inside of Ryugucho is equivalent to a year in the outside world. When Urashima Taro came back, his hometown had changed beyond recognition, and there was nobody left that he knew. Did he still have a home? Did anyone accept him back? If they didn't, it'd be an incredibly tragic story.
リンネもさ、あんみつ好きかな。
Hmm? If you want her to come along, I'll invite her.
サンキュー。
I'm not sure how I ended up this way, but it looks like I'll be footing the bill for 2 girls now. There's something nostalgic about a summer's evening like this. The sound of the waves, the cries of the cicadas. The sun sits close to the horizon, drawing out our shadows.
だからいいっつったろ。
But it's dangerous for you to be walking around alone at night.
あんたと一緒の方が危険だよ。
I stubbornly insisted on walking Karin home after work. She's right. In the 2 days I've spent here, it's been clear enough that there aren't really any dangers lurking on this tranquil island. I still feel a lingering uncertainty, though. It must be because of what Sara told me today. Apparently, the fire which destroyed Urashima's shrine 5 years ago was a case of arson. Maybe the island isn't as peaceful as it appears at first sight. The 3 families have come to symbolize all that is bad in the island's traditions. Is that right? In that case, Kusu Karin, who also belongs to one of the 3 families, may very well be in danger herself.
3、4、5。
So wait, the families are the 3 dangers to the people on the islands? And let's see, what are the 3 families then? Well, there's the one that's in politics, the Kurutsus, with her father that's the mayor. There's the one that's in charge of religion, the Garando with Sara. And then there's the one with all the money, which is Rine. So, politics, religion, and money. I don't think that's the message that they're trying to go for. I look over at Karen, who seems to be counting something out with her fingers. What are you doing?
将来設計だよ。つか話しかけんな気が散るだろ。
You want that many kids?
うーん。
Is she so deep in concentration that she can't hear me? Okay then, Dell'll just have to give it his all.
頑張んな。
What? You were actually paying attention?
ああ、もう、あんたと話してると調子が狂う。
Karen shakes her head a couple of times, then starts counting with her fingers again.
はあ、また最初からじゃねえか。
What are you trying to calculate?
バイト代だよ。夏休みの間にいくら貯まるか。1日5000円で8月いっぱい働くとして。
She started yesterday, the 16th of August. There are another 16 days left until the end of the month, and 16 times 5,000 is... You'll have 80,000 yen.
はあ、
Karen looks at me, her eyes as wide as saucers.
すげえな。
Yeah, more than enough to feed 5 or so kids.
ちげえよ。それって暗算だろ。
What, the amount we'll need to spend on diapers?
いい加減その話題から離れるよ。
Now she's upset.
あんたってさ、バカのくせに実は頭いいのか。
Yeah, smart in my ass. You could even call me a smartass. What do you mean? It's elementary school math.
当てずっぽうで言ってんじゃねえだろうな。
What do they teach you at these schools here? Does this island have an actual school? Karen glances at me doubtfully and starts counting her fingers again.
30-16が14だから5000をかけて。
There are 16 days left. If you made 10,000 a day, you'd have 160,000, but you only make 5,000, which is half that, so half of 160,000 is 80,000. Wait, there are 31 days in August, you know?
なんで知ってんだよ。
How can you not know that? And if you only subtract the number of days left in the month, then you're not counting your first day's pay. It's 31 minus 16 plus 1. 16 working days in total.
そうなのか。で、それに5000をかけ、指が足りねえだろ。
Well, like you don't have enough brains for this. Seriously, what a headache. If you add up 2 days' pay, that's 10,000 yen, right? And 16 divided by 2 is 8, so that gives you 80,000 yen. She's at a loss for words. Could it be that she's the real idiot here? 80,000 yen means 8 little pictures of Professor Fukuzawa.
さすがにそれは分かってるよ。
Apparently, he's pictured on the 10,000 yen note because that was his yearly income. He made 10 times as much as Noguchi Hideo, who's pictured on the 1,000 yen note, so he certainly merits the honor, I'd say.
しれっと嘘をつくんじゃねえよ。
You may be bad at math, but perhaps you're not completely without hope.
うるせえな。どっかの誰かみたいに計算ができても常識知らずのバカよりはマシだろ。
Oh yeah, that'd be the worst. Once an idiot, always an idiot.
あのな、あんたのことだよ。
You wanted to know who the coolest dude in all the world was?
はあ、もういい。
Karen's shoulders slump. Her mood seems to have dropped as well. I hadn't meant to make fun of her lack of learning.
けどたった8万ポッチか。やっぱりンネに頼んで午前も働かせてもらうしかねえか。
Wait, there wouldn't be any work left for me if you did that.
あんたは金なんて必要ねえだろ。居候なんだし。
Well, I suppose not. She's right. I'm not doing this job for the money. It's just an excuse for me to stay on the island. Wait, did you say that you had classes in the mornings?
あんたには関係ねえだろ。
But it must be hard combining your studies with work. I mean, you must have homework to do as well, right? Ugh, Japan. Actually having homework during summer vacation. Bleh.
ああ、宿題か。
Karen puts her hands to her face and lets out a strange groan. Don't tell me she forgot about it. You want me to help you with your homework? Oh, she took the bait. But there's no such thing as a free lunch. My tutorials are 1,000 yen per hour. How about it?
ざけんな、金取んのかよ。
Maybe that price is a bit steep. Alright, 10 yen per hour.
それはそれでなんかキモいからいい。
It's so hard finding steady works these days.
あんたなんかに払う金はビタ一文ねえよ。夏休み中働いてたった8万しかたまらねえんだ。2学期が始まるとほとんど働けねえだろうし、このままだと春までにいくら貯められるか。
What happens in spring?
決まってんだろ。卒業だよ。
With the year? Never mind. Right, she was saving money to run away from home. And graduation would be a good opportunity to start building a new life.
いっそ学校を辞められりゃいいんだが、親父がうるせえからな。
I wonder how much money she needs to move out of her parents' house and actually strike out on her own. I can't begin to imagine, but it must be a very large sum indeed. Don't you have anyone else to rely on? What does your mom think?
ママは、いや、おふくろは。
Kron hurriedly covers her mouth and corrects herself. Reflexively, I start thinking of ways to tease her about this, but her next words kill any such desire.
おふくろは島を出て行ったよ。まだ12歳だった私を置いてな。
12, huh? Young enough for Karen to still call her mommy still. So she's 17 now, and she was 12 when her mother left. That was 5 years ago. Which was when arson also hit the shrine, which was also when the other stranger appeared on the island, according to her father. Everything happened 5 years ago. I'll bet she was far more timid and obedient back then. Her memories of her mom are probably still stuck in that period. Do you intend to go and live with your mom?
まさか、私はそこまで純真じゃねえよ。だいたい居場所もわかんねえしな。電話番号さえ。
That's kind of sad.
別に、あんただって同じようなもんだろ。
My mom, huh? She's right. I have no idea where my mom is either. Hell, I don't even know who she is. To be honest, I'm lucky that I don't have any memories of my family. I never get lonely or nostalgic when I think of the past. And I probably never will. I'll probably never understand what it means to have family. Yeah, that is pretty sad. I don't have any blood relatives. My only consolation is that there's someone who'll listen to my complaints.
だから、私は寂しくなんかねえよ。私は一人でも生きていける。
Don't force yourself. If you ever need a shoulder to cry on, you can always rely on old Sansenkai Setsuna.
泣かされてえのか。
If you'll let me cry on your shoulder, I could go all night.
にじり寄ってくるんじゃねえよ、この変態。
Shing. Oh yeah, she's not wearing her maid costume now. She can get her knife a lot easier. I feel like having to cry all by myself tonight.
わかりゃいいんだよ、わかりゃ。
Don't they have laws against weapons like that here? Oh well, it's thanks to that police officer's leniency that I'm still here anyway.
見送りはここまででいいよ。親父に見つかると面倒だからな。
Without my realizing it, we've arrived at the Urashima Shrine. This is midway point between Ohara Mansion and the village. There are a lot more houses along the next stretch of road. Kara should be able to get home safely by herself from here. No, wait. I might as well go and say hi to your dad.
何をどう挨拶するってんだよ。
Well, obviously. I need to ask him for a pair of your panties.
死ねよ。だいたい島で話題の不審人物を連れ帰れるわけねえだろ。
You know, you'd be a lot less suspicious as a man if you stopped sexually harassing people. Like, 17-year-old high school girls.
いいか、私があんたと会ってることは 親父には絶対秘密だからな。
Like Romeo and Juliet.
どこがだよ。
Like Jack and Rose from Titanic then.
どっちも主人公死ぬ話じゃねえか。
So the idea is that any love transcending social class is destined to end in tragedy.
じゃあ未来から来たなんて主人公は誰とも結ばれねえな。
Well, that's no good.
ま、あんたみたいな男じゃ主役を張るのは無理だろうけどな。せいぜい脇役として地味に細々と生きてくれ。
Yeah, stop being a main character, you main character. Oh. That was a little below the belt. She's right though, my life here on this island is pretty boring. In movies and novels, it's pretending it's always tumbles from one event to the next, but nothing of interest has really happened to me. Clearly, this man has never saw Waiting for Godot. That victim of human trafficking turned out to be a runaway teen, and my assassin was just a shrine maiden with an overdeveloped sense of justice. If I turned my life into a movie and tried shopping it around Hollywood, I doubt I'd get a foot in the door. Maybe I am just an ordinary guy. In that case, the world will just keep on turning regardless of what I do. Does my life have any meaning? Why was I born into this world?
じゃ、おごりの件忘れんなよ。明日の正午、ここに集合だからな。
Karen seems rather proud of herself, having argued me down earlier. She stalks off triumphantly. No way is my life without meaning. I promised that I'd treat Karen to some jelly tomorrow. I also plan on inviting Rine. I'm sure that the outing will serve as an opportunity to deepen our friendship. It's also a chance to repay Rine for saving me. If this were a movie, I'm sure it wouldn't make the cut, but to me this is a precious moment in time. I could never bring myself to edit it out. The writer writes, looking directly at the editor's office. Alright, I'll do my best tomorrow. I watch Karen recede into the distance until she disappears behind the hill, and then turn back the way I'd come. After having dinner with Kuan, the bedroom door separating us. After having dinner with Kuan at the bedroom door separating us, my work for the day is finally done. Beyond my window, the evening sun is sinking into the sea. It's still a bit early for a walk. I let out a snicker when I realized I was searching the beach for a familiar figure. Seems like I've come to adopt Rina's routine as my own. This really does make me look like a stalker, just like she said. But this time I have a purpose. I'm going to invite her to come with us to the tea house. I'll go and have a bath first. I just scrubbed the bathroom, so it should be sparkly clean. I'm sure it'll feel great. Oh boy. Whew! My voice echoes through the bathroom again and again. Behold, the kind of bathroom that real money buys! The scene makes it hard to see anything, but there seems to be some kind of Western-style painting on the rear wall. Aw, this ain't good for paintings. The floor is marble, and while I can't really make out the ceiling, there appears to be a number of ceiling fans installed. And the bath uses natural spring water. Please use your imagination. Maybe I'll have a swim. It's big enough for it, at least. Wait, I should wash myself first. Yesterday, Rina got mad at me for having jumped in the bath before even rinsing off my sweat. I feel something strange on my back when I go to scrub it, so I turn around and take a look in the mirror. What the hell is that? There's a weird mark on my back, like a scar or a bruise. No, it's more like a burn? I'm fairly sure that wasn't there yesterday. Did I hurt myself after all when Karen kicked me down the stairs? Or maybe I just didn't notice it yesterday because I was so excited about the bath. Well, it doesn't hurt, so I suppose there's no reason to worry. Time to get in the tub! Wow, they really didn't animate a bath scene? A bath background? This is heaven. I leisurely stretch out my legs. The hot spring water laps against my shoulders. The warm bath relaxes my muscles, easing them of any tension. and the exhaustion that I've built up through the day slowly dissipates. Can you believe it? This bathroom is so big that it echoes like a swimming pool, and I have it all to myself. And then there's the thrill of getting to use it before the master of the house does. This is great. If only I had someone here to watch my back, it'd be pure bliss. Ah, that's it. Next time Rina takes a bath, I'll watch her back. It's a way of showing my gratitude. Wow. I'm sure Orihime did the same thing for Shimataro in the legend. Of course, I'll still treat her, but somehow it doesn't feel like that's enough. Alright, I'll try a little visualization exercise to prepare myself. Please, allow me to wash your back, Your Highness.
Nani? Masaka kono watashi no tama no you na ohada o taoru nanka de kosuru tsumori?
When I think of a bath background, I think of the ones from Utawa Mono, since they really prided themselves on them, apparently. But what else can I use? Now, when you say my bare hands, you really mean my bare hands. I'm just a lowly commoner. I could never lay a finger on someone as noble as you, princess. I think I was doing pretty well until I got halfway through, and then I ended up being fired. Maybe washing her back is too much to hope for? How about her hair? I'm sure it'd feel nice having your hair washed by someone else and not awkward as hell. Does it itch anywhere, Your Highness? Your hair is gorgeous, princess. I don't need any reward. It's enough to see you happy. Are you itching anywhere else? Oh my, let me lick it out. I beg your pardon, anything else? No matter how I picture it, I always end up getting fired abruptly. It just won't work out. What do I have to do? What can I do? Just making her happy isn't enough. My true purpose must surely be to help her, to save her, to protect her. Something along those lines anyway. But the island seems perfectly peaceful right now. There are no mysterious forces trying to take over the world, no serial killers. If there are any villains around, there's no need for heroes either. As long as the world isn't headed for destruction, any potential savior is nothing more than an ordinary Joe. Well, I suppose it'd be for the better if nothing happened and peace prevailed. But... I turned to the source of the sound, the changing room. There's a dark shadow behind the frosted glass. Whoops. Did I forget to flip the occupied sign? Sorry, Rina, I'm in here. I'm expecting a wave of complaints, but there's no response. Rina? I approached the changing room using one hand to cover myself with a towel. The shadow doesn't move. I hold my breath and inch closer. Then, suddenly, the person in the changing room pivots around and runs away at full speed. It can't be. There's only one thing that springs to mind. It's a burglar. It must be a dreadful creep to be scouring into the changing room like that. He probably really doesn't know that I'm working at the mansion now. So when he noticed that the lights were on in the bathroom, he assumed that Rina was in the bath. Within a split second, I've grasped the situation. The next moment, I give chase. You're not getting away! The thief dashes through the dark of the maze-like mansion. But this is my home turf. I have the advantage. The only issue is my stamina. I recovered a bit in the hot spring, but I'm still not back to full strength. I can feel my bones creaking with every step. My heart's racing. However, I can't exactly call myself a hero or a savior if I let this guy get away. I, Sanzen Kai Setsuna, was put here to do this. There's nowhere to run. Give it up! The man seems to have realized that he can't escape. Having arrived at a dead end, he's quite simply stopped in his tracks. Raise your head slowly and turn around. I draw quiet breaths between each word, so I won't realize what kind of state I'm in. I'm almost at my limit. I'm not confident that I can hold him down if he tries to resist. You hear me? Slowly, okay? The man starts turning around, just as he's been told. A chill runs down my spine when I see how he's dressed. Though it's summer, he's covered head to toe in a black tracksuit. His hood is pulled down low over his eyes, so I can't make out his face. The hood's decorated with two things that look like horns, which make him appear somewhat demonic. And he's firmly gripping something small and pink in his right hand. Answer my questions. When I take a step forward to add weight to my words, the man sinks to the floor and cowers in the corner. Are you from the island? The man pauses before slowly shaking his head. Is it money you're after? He shakes his head again. Even that thing you're holding in your right hand. He doesn't move. I'm serious. Give it to me. The man reluctantly tosses it over. I catch it one-handed and take a look. They are indeed a frilly pair of women's panties. I knew it. These will serve as evidence. I'll just need to return them to their owner later. Kneel down on the floor with your hands on your head. I'll tie you up and take you to the police. This case is closed. It's like episode 3, catching the panty snatcher. Justice prevails. There's no place for evil in this world. Whoa, I'm so cool. A real hero.
君、現行犯で逮捕されたいの?
Don't talk nonsense. I'm not here to turn myself in. It's this guy you need to arrest. 15 minutes later, I'm being questioned at the police station. Here, this pair of panties is all the evidence you need. I show the small slip of cloth in my hand to the police officer, who seems totally unable to grip the situation.
君ね、自分が今どんな格好をしているか考えた方がいいよ。
I look down and check myself over. I'm stark naked, wearing only a pair of sandals, and I have a pair of women's panties in my hand.
その格好を見て逮捕しないってのは、警察官としてちょっと難しいね。
I told you I was in the bath!
せめて服は着てきてよ。この間あげたのがあるでしょ。
What if the burglar ran away while I was getting dressed? The panty snatcher is sitting demurely on a small folding chair. I could believe that he was repenting his wrongdoing, were not for the fact that his gaze is blatantly trained on my crotch. What, have you ever seen one of these before? Want a closer look? The panty snatcher vehemently shakes his head, but he continues staring at it with unsettling intensity. Maybe he was actually after my underwear instead of Rainier's? I don't understand how the policeman can ignore such a patently suspicious character. Why am I the one being questioned? Anyway, here he is. The rest is up to you.
いや、というかね。
What? If you've got anything else to say, speak up.
この人、クオンさんでしょ?
What?
だから、小原クオンさん。リンネちゃんのお母さん。
Huh? The panty snatcher flails his arms wildly, making ruddy gestures in the air. No way. Is this really? I hand him a notepad and a pen from the desk. Setsuna-san, you're such a meanie. It's really her! This is definitely Kwan's neutral handwriting and tone. Then whose panties are these? They're mine. Blush. I'm sorry! I hastily pass them back to her. So, in short, Kwan was about to enter the bathroom, not having noticed that I was in there already, and I got the wrong end of the stick. I'm not wearing any panties right now, by the way. Officer, arrest me, please.
そりゃ、そうしたいのは山々だけどね。どうしますクオンさん。
I'll let him off the hook this time.
ということだから君、帰りなさい。ほら、服はこれを着て。
No, you've already given me more than enough. I can't accept these, too. Do you still have that CD? That'll do.
ああ、シングルね。
You didn't have to stress the word single like that.
一応習得物扱いだからね。しばらく保管する規則になってるんだよ。どうせ落とし主も出てこないだろうし、君を習得者扱いにすれば半年後には渡せるけど、どうする？
It'll be the middle of winter by then. I doubt I'll find any opportunities to walk around outside with nothing but a CD once it hits winter. And I feel like there's a good chance I won't even be on the island anymore. I see. I might as well. I'm looking for a nice souvenir. The police officer takes out a complicated looking form and begins filling it out.
名前は
Sansen Kaisetsuna.
偽名でしょそれ。じゃあシングル君と。
Wait a minute.
この界隈ではみんなそう呼んでるよ。
What the hell?
で、CD のタイトルは
I'm curious about that too, so I take a peek at it over the policeman's shoulder. It doesn't have a label, but there seems to be something scribbled on the disc in permanent marker. Island. I think it's faded though, so I can't tell what it says. The top says island. The bottom, I think, might say something in Japanese, like kanji. Maybe Urashima Taro? Something prods me in the back, and when I turn around, Kuon is holding up the notepad. I don't mind single-sided guys. I don't care about that! Well, maybe a little, but 8 centimeters should be plenty. For the record, what they're talking about with the CD single is that the CD that the main character found when he washed up on the beach, wearing nothing at all, was not a regular CD, but a CD single, which means that it was smaller in diameter than a regular CD, and yet it was sufficient to cover him. So, TLDR, this is all a giant joke about the size of his dick. The average size for Japanese men is 13 centimeters, by the way. A CD single is 8 centimeters. Kill me now. But that's only when erect. I feel like I've suddenly regained the will to live!
いい加減服を着てくれないかな、君。
Kuon and I walk along the shore, taking in the salty sea air. There are no houses around here. The only light is out of the moon. This is a little awkward, to be honest. I ended up mistaking the head of the household for a panty snatcher and reporting her to the police. Well, I hadn't seen her before, so maybe it was a forgivable mistake. But still... I cast a sideways glance at Kuon. She's strolling along with her hands behind her back, looking up at the sky. Her gaze is focused on the glittering stars. I doubt you'd be able to find a view like this in the city. It's like being blanketed in stardust. Hey, Kuon. Her mouth is partially covered by her hood, but I get the impression that she's smiling. For a moment, she looks like a young girl. If she's Rene's mother, though, she must be a lot older than me. Are you enjoying yourself? Maybe you were to ask her age, so I tried for something more innocuous. It's too dark. I can't read it. Quick, get a pen light. I still can't see it. Get some glasses, dude. I love you, Setsuna-san. Will you marry me? She punches me in the upper arm. This is a little playful thump, not enough to hurt. What? That's not what you wrote?
違います。
Did you just...
違いますと言いました。
She speaks! You can talk? I assumed you were...
今夜は特別です。
Her voice is soft and delicate, like the mew of a small animal. Though this is my first time hearing her speak, her voice sounds very familiar. I feel like I've heard it somewhere before.
せつなさんはもうこの島には慣れましたか？
She's Rene from the future who traveled back to the past and something. And that's why she refused to speak before, because she didn't want him hearing in the same voice. Totally. Her pace is unhurried, like she's out for a leisurely walk. She's so similar to Rene. That must be why I find her voice so calming. Yeah, I'm getting there, I suppose. I still get lost sometimes, but I'm starting to learn my way around the island, and I'm starting to get to know the people too. One girl is working her butt off trying to leave the island, others decide to stay on and live at the shrine, and a third is holed up in her giant mansion, shut off from the world. As I learn more about the people here, I'll probably adjust to life on the island bit by bit.
私はまだ慣れていないかもしれません。せつなさんのいる生活に。
I'm sorry for causing you so much trouble. That was a terrible mistake I made today.
気にしないでください。久々にこうして外を出歩く機会が得られましたし。
Seems like she really is just the same as Rene.
こんな母親でがっかりしましたか？
And she stays inside her room all day because she doesn't want to meet her younger self and cause a time paradox. Clearly.
いいんですよ。島の人たちだって私のことをよく思ってないでしょうし。
Huh?
私は小原家の当主として果たすべき役目を放棄し、御三家の力関係を崩壊させた張本人ですから。
Yeah, well, it didn't sound like a good arrangement anyway. Rene told me that the three families have a complicated history, and that the mayor in particular dislikes the O'Haras. I don't know what kind of upset could have created this discord, but the consequences are clear. Is that the reason why Rene doesn't go to school? Some stupid grudge from way back is preventing Rene from leading a normal school life.
あの子のことが気になりますか？
Well, of course. I owe her a lot.
それがせつなさんがここにいる理由ですか？
Unconsciously let out a small gasp. Not because of what Kuan just said, but because I was about to answer in the affirmative. Though I've gotten used to life on the island, I still don't know anything about myself. All the same, I keep finding new things to do here. As if that was my destiny in the first place. I came here from the future. Would you believe me if I said that? No answer. I suppose that's the normal response. To be honest, I'm starting to doubt it myself. Maybe it's fine like this. Even if my memories don't return, I'll still be me. The important thing is what I choose to do while I'm here. In that case, maybe it doesn't matter where I came from. Yeah, that's probably right. I mean, it's pretty weird if you stop and think about it. Time flows by like a river, past running into present. If someone were to disrupt the river's flow, they might cause a flood. Sadly, that's just how the world works. And no human power is going to change the workings of the world.
そうとは限りませんよ。
Kuan stops and turns to look at the ocean.
ほら、聞いてみてください。
I strain my ears. I hear the cries of insects, the whispering of the wind, and The sound of the waves?
寄せては返す波。私は時間の流れとはそういうものだと思っています。
What do you mean?
浦島効果という言葉を聞いたことはありませんか？
Urashima. That's both the name of this island and the name of the folktale that Rene and Karin told me about. But by Kuan's telling, it carries yet another meaning.
竜宮城は海の底にあったのではなく、どこか遠くの惑星だったという説があります。
The hell?
相対性理論では、物体の移動速度が光の速度に近づけば近づくほど、その物体の時間の流れが遅くなります。
Time flows by slower?
例えば、高速で航行する宇宙船に乗っている人は、普通の人より年を取るのが遅くなるんです。浦島太郎は地球に漂着した宇宙人を助け、そのお礼として宇宙人の母星に招かれました。でもその時乗った宇宙船が高速に近い速度だったので、浦島太郎にとっては数日のことでも、地球では何十年という時間が経ってしまいました。つまり浦島太郎の物語はただの昔話ではなく SF だったんです。
It's also interesting that the tale of Urashima Taro is also not uniquely Japanese. There is a Irish myth that is much similar to it, about a hero that goes to the land of Tirnanog off away on the sea in the west, and when he comes back he's told not to touch foot on the ground or else all his age will come back. But of course he does. One artificial light is floating on the horizon. If it's the offshore platform, which was created by people harnessing the power of science. But whether it counts as sci-fi or not, it's just a story in the end. And the idea of Ryugujo being at the bottom of the ocean sounds a lot more romantic to me.
そうですね。宇宙人だとか高速に近い速度を出せる宇宙船だとかはフィクションでしょうね。でも時間の流れが変化するというのは事実です。
It's fact, and that's why it's a theory. Wait a minute, what?
1971年、アメリカでとある実験が行われました。原子時計を飛行機に乗せ、高速で飛行するという実験です。その結果、決して狂わないはずの原子時計にわずかな遅れが確認されました。
No way. I can hardly believe it. Time manipulation has always struck me as a thing of the distant future. I think that successful experiments were carried out 30 years ago, and it's only 1999. Can you tell me any more about it? If there's a whole theory behind it, there must be a logical reason why time shifts around like that, right?
そうですね。少々長い話になってしまいますが。
How much time you got? Quan gazes into the distance at the light out on the ocean.
相対性理論は高速が一定であるという実験結果に基づいています。
The speed of light through a vacuum.
せつなさんは光がどれくらいの速さなのか知っていますか？
What is this, a pop quiz? I know that's faster than a regular jet plane, but slower than a Concorde. She punches my upper arm again without saying a word. Does light even have a speed?
あるといえばあるし、ないといえばありませんね。
I don't get that at all.
光の速度は一般的には秒速約30万 km。1秒間で地球を7周半できる速度と言われています。
So it does have a speed.
この光についていくつかの実験を考えてみましょう。それでは第1問。回答者はせつなさんです。
Pop quiz, hotshot. What are you gonna do? What? Another surprise quiz?
例えば地球から30万 km 離れたところに宇宙船がいるとしましょう。だいたい月と同じくらいの距離ですね。この宇宙船から地球に向かって光を発射したら、光が地球に到達するのにかかる時間は 何秒でしょう？
The speed of light is around 300,000 kilometers per second, so if that's the distance it travels in a single second, there's no need to calculate anything. It'd take exactly 1 second.
はい、正解です。
Is she making fun of me?
それでは第2問。今度は宇宙船が地球に向かって秒速20万 km で進みながら同じように光を発射させたらどうでしょう？
This is getting a little tricky. It's like those math problems where they make you work out how fast you're going when you run inside a moving train. The speed of the spaceship would need to be added to the speed at which light travels, giving you 500,000 kilometers per second. And they start 300,000 kilometers away from Earth, so 50 divided by 30 equals 0.6 seconds?
正解と言いたいところですが、外れです。実は今度もぴったり1秒かかるんです。宇宙船がどんな速度で進んでも、光が地球に到達するのにかかる時間は1秒なんです。
Wait, that doesn't make sense. How do you work that out?
計算ではなく実験の結果なんです。もちろん実際の実験では宇宙船なんて用意できないので、もっとずっと短い距離で行われていますけど。
What does that mean? Is it simply impossible for light to travel any faster than 300,000 kilometers per second? Wait, something's off. What if the spaceship traveled at a speed of 300,000 kilometers per second too? It would be going at the same speed of any light it emitted, so that light wouldn't travel on ahead of the spaceship, would it? And if the light doesn't seem to be moving to anyone inside the spaceship, could they even use headlamps in the first place?
せつなさんはさすがですね。そう、そこがこの話の肝です。宇宙船の中から見ると、光はちゃんと前に進んでるんです。
In that case, shouldn't the light reach the Earth faster than the ship?
それでは第2問の答え合わせです。宇宙船の中から見た場合、光は 0.6 秒で地球に到着しているんです。
Huh?
言い換えましょう。光は 0.6 秒で地球に到着しました。
So it'd actually take just 0.6 seconds, but more time would pass on Earth across that same period? Or maybe it's the other way around. It'd actually take a full second, but inside the spaceship only 0.6 seconds would pass. Which is actually true. But it couldn't take both 0.6 seconds and 1 second, surely? Which is it?
本当なんてありませんよ。0.6 秒かかったとも言えるし、1秒かかったとも言えるん
The
です。
answer is yes. Inside the spaceship, 0.6 seconds would have passed, while 1 second would have gone by on Earth.
時間の流れは絶対的なものではなく、相対的なもので、測り方によって変わるんです。高速で移動する物体にとっての1日が、地球での1年や10年になることだってあるんです。
So that's why decades had passed when Urashima Taro returned to Earth?
以上が浦島効果の原理です。浦島太郎に限らず、タイムトラベルを題材にした昔話は世界中に存在しています。
Rip Van Winkle, he didn't, just fall asleep in the mountains forever. He traveled at the speed of light in the mountains.
もちろんこの島にも。機会がありましたら調べてみるのもいいかもしれませんよ。
Oh. For a moment I thought I had a handle on it, but I still don't quite understand. I'll sleep on it tonight and think about it again tomorrow. No, I feel like I'll have forgotten all this by the morning.
それでは第3問です。
Wait, there's more?
さっきせつなさんが言った秒速30万 km で進む宇宙船の例をもう一度考えてみましょうか。秒速30万 km で進む宇宙船から発射された光もやっぱり地上の人間から見たら1秒後に到着します。ところでこの宇宙船が地球に到着するのはいつでしょうか？
Well, do they want to land safely or are they just gonna auger it in there? This question is just as easy as the first one. The speed of light is 300,000 kilometers per second if the distance to Earth is exactly the same. After 1 second, right?
そうですね。1秒後。つまり、光と同時に到着します。
So the light wouldn't have traveled ahead of the ship after all. If they were traveling at two different speeds, there's no way they could arrive at the same exact time. Arrive at the same time, both the spaceship and the beam of light would have to be moving at the same speed. In other words, the light wouldn't have traveled ahead of the spaceship.
いえ、光は進んでいますよ。
Koan gives me a hint. But less time would pass inside the spaceship?
そう、時間です。地球から見た場合、光が到着するまでに流れた時間も、宇宙船が到着するまでに流れた時間も、共に1秒です。一方、宇宙船の中から見た場合、光を発射してから地球に到着するまでの間に流れた時間は0秒です。0秒しか経っていないから、秒速30万 km で進む宇宙船と秒速60万 km で進む光が同時に地球に到着することができたんです。
I'm finally starting to understand what she meant when she said that the passage of time is relative.
秒速30万 km、すなわち高速で移動する宇宙船の中では時間は流れていないんです。
What if Urashima Taro really did board a faster-than-light spacecraft? In that case, an unlimited amount of time could have passed for him within the blink of an eye. By the time he opened his eyes again, the universe might have ended. I wonder if anyone would actually want a one-way ticket into the void of time like that.
ここまでの話をまとめましょう。物体の移動速度が高速に近づくほど、その物体が置かれている時間の流れは遅くなります。そして高速に達すると、その物体には時間が流れなくなります。それではいよいよ第4問です。
I can already imagine what it's going to be.
物体の移動速度が高速を超えるとどうなるでしょう？
There's only one possible answer. Time would flow backwards.
はい、正解です。
Koan smiles as though praising an attentive student. However, setting good students further challenges is also part of a teacher's job.
時間が逆方向に流れると口で言うのは簡単ですが、この時実際に何が起きているのかわかりますか？
No, I can't begin to imagine.
それではさっきの宇宙船の例で考えてみましょう。地球までの距離はさっきと同じで30万 km。ただし今度は宇宙船が秒速60万 km で進むものとします。この宇宙船と宇宙船から発射された光が地球に到着するまでにかかるそれぞれの時間は？
They would slingshot around the sun, then achieve faster than light speed, and travel back into the 1960s and save the whales. From the perspective of someone standing down there on Earth, right? 600,000 kilometers per second is twice the speed of light, but light itself moves at a fixed speed. In other words, the spaceship arrives in half a second, and the light arrives after 1 second.
はい、正解です。
Koan reaches up to pat me on the head. I'm not sure how I should feel about this. I'm a little proud of myself, but it's still slightly awkward.
そう、地球から見た場合、光は宇宙船よりも遅くやってきます。では、この現象を宇宙船の乗組員の視点で見たらどうでしょう？光は宇宙船の前方に進んでいくはずです。しかし実際には遅れて地球に到着しました。
No, it's not strange at all. It would just mean that time had reversed inside the spaceship. Mean that when it arrived on Earth, the ship wouldn't yet have emitted any light. From the perspective of the people inside the craft, light would actually be discharged half a second later. That's the only way to explain the situation. The beam of light would still be traveling ahead of the ship, but it would arrive afterwards. And these two facts aren't in contradiction. However, Kuan just gazes at me without responding. What's wrong? Wasn't that the right answer?
すみません。せつなさんの理解の速さに驚いていました。普通、こういったことは何度も説明しないと分かってもらえないんですが。
Well, that makes sense. I am an experienced time traveler after all. I must have had it explained to me before, in the future. Though I can't say I understand completely. There's still some points I don't really get. Can I ask one question? In this case, when exactly would the light have been emitted by the spaceship? By the time the beam of light would have reached Earth, time would have rolled back to a point before the crew had even turned it on, right?
そうですね。光はこれから発射することになります。
But in reality, the light would have already been emitted. So what if the crew decided not to turn on the light that time around? If time had been reversed inside the ship, then each crew member's consciousness and all their memories would presumably have been turned back as well. In that case, you'd assume that they'd repeat the same actions again. What if an outside factor were to interfere with their ability to turn on the light? For example, what if the people on Earth were to stop them or break their headlamps? In that case, the light wouldn't be emitted, though it would arrive. And that's strange no matter how you think about it. In that moment, something that isn't supposed to exist would have been brought into existence. A time paradox, in other words. When would the light have been emitted from the crew's perspective?
そうですね。強いて言うなら、未来の自分が過去に発射していたことになりますね。
Please don't make it sound so complicated.
でも、そう言うしかないんですよ。
But something still bothers me. Wouldn't the crew feel as though they'd suddenly wandered into the future? And would their future selves, and the consequences of their actions, continue to exist in that world? To them, it would probably feel as if they had amnesia, or if they'd been spirited away. Is it just a coincidence? There's no denying the fact that I've been hearing a lot about amnesia and people being spirited away these past few days. No.
せつなさん?
No, this isn't what I wanted to know. If you were to use a spaceship to turn back time for yourself, you could redo your own life, but the world itself would keep on turning and leave you behind. What's the point in that? That's not the type of time travel I'm after. Is it possible to travel back into the past? That's the only way I can change anything. Otherwise, how will I be able to save anyone? Please, tell me how to travel to the past. Before I realize it, I'm shaking Kuan by the shoulders. When I let go, Kuan pulls her hood back over her eyes. Had been about to slip off. I'm sorry, Is she mad at me? Or is she just wary of me because I suddenly lost my composure like that? She pauses for a moment.
せつなさんは未来から来たという話でしたよね。
Yeah, but I'd like to confirm it somehow. I give her a brief answer and wait for her reply. If she says it's impossible, I'll give up. I'll accept that I'm just some random amnesiac, obsessed with my own delusions. But if she reckons it is possible,
可能性はあります。
then I'll stay just the way I am.
先ほど説明した通り、超高速運動をする物体には時間が逆向きに流れます。なら、世界を巻き戻すためには、世界そのものを超高速運動させればいいんです。もちろん、世界を包み込むほどの宇宙船は作れませんし、そんな宇宙船を超高速で飛ばすことなど不可能でしょう。
Nothing is impossible, just extremely difficult.
ただし、
Kuan gazes at the water's edge. Waves keep breaking on the shore and then retreating back out to the sea.
振動させることなら可能です。振動も一種の移動です。高速で振動させれば
宇宙船に乗って移動したのと同じ効果を得られます。
Shaking the entire planet, she says. Isn't that more difficult than building a giant spaceship?
それがそうでもないんですよ。
You just get everyone on Earth to jump at the same time and... No.
例えば電子レンジ、あれは特定の周波数の電磁波を発生させて水分子に振動を与える装置です。ある意味では電子レンジも一種のタイムマシンと言えるかもしれませんね。もしも強力な電子レンジのようなもので自分以外の世界のすべてを振動させられれば、
Time would turn back for the rest of the world, but not for you. In other words, it is possible to travel to the past.
もちろん理論上はですが、
That's good enough for now. As long as there's still even the slightest possibility that I've come here from the future, even if it's just a 1% chance, I have a reason to stay on this island. It's okay for me to stay myself. Even if people don't accept me for who I am, I'll be able to build a new self. No matter what kind of person I become, I'll still be me. Though my new self will be different from my old self, of course. As I am right now, I doubt I'll be able to retrieve the things I've lost. Thank you, Kuan. I was about to lose sight of who I am, but thanks to you, I think I found myself again.
いえ、私も久しぶりにたくさんお話できて嬉しかったです。
Oh? Did I actually manage to leave a good impression? Maybe, just maybe, this is a chance for me to get a bit closer to her. Oh, big decisions.
ほら、ちゃんと覚えておきなさいよ。
That delete all button is really inconveniently placed. Like, that's usually where the exit this screen button is. Well, she flirts with us enough. That's right, this is my chance. I have no idea when Her Highness will finally give in to Caprice and fire me. So it can't hurt to get closer to Kuan while I still have the chance. I'll treat you to a drink as a token of my gratitude. I got paid today.
そうですね。嬉しいお誘いなのですが、
But,
娘が心配しちゃいますので。
seems like a MILF was too much to ask for.
今日はお疲れ様でした、せつなさん。
I ended up following her all the way to her bedroom door. Not that I ever really doubted it, but when I saw her stride confidently through the mansion, I realized for certain that she was Ohara Kuan. Ohara Kuan, Rine's mother, a total shut-in and yet clearly very learned. Like, this is 1999, how did she learn all this before even the internet really came out? Before Wikipedia? I'm sure it was only thanks to that beautiful voice of hers that I was able to follow her science lecture without too much trouble.
どうかしましたか？
I was just entranced by the sound of your voice.
せつなさんからおばさんにお世辞なんて言っても仕方ないですよ。
No, I mean it. You sound a lot like Rine.
あの子と比べられるとさすがに負けますけど。
Now she looks all gloomy. I never know how serious she's being. I'm always dead serious myself, of course.
毎晩あの子の散歩に付き合ってくれてるんですよね。
You know everything about us, don't you?
いつも窓から見てますから。
I see. Then I'll have to be careful not to accidentally fall on top of her.
はい、できればベッドの上でお願いしますね。
It's hard to tell whether or not she's joking. Don't worry, I'm here to help. I would never do anything to hurt her.
どうやら迷いは晴れたみたいですね。
Yeah, thanks to you. Time travel is more than just a pipe dream. I'm here to change the past. I still don't know what I'm supposed to do exactly, but I'll just have to try what I can.
あの子のことよろしくお願いします。あの子は 私のたった一人の家族ですから。
That goes without saying. I'll save her. And not just her. I'll save this island and everyone else I've met here. So, if you ever need any help, with anything, feel free to ask me.
あらあら、二頭を追う者、一頭も得ず、ですよ。
No, I mean it. This is my mission.
せつなさんは、浦島太郎の話の結末をご存知ですか？
Huh? How many times do I need to hear this story?
竜宮城から帰ってきて、何十年も経っていることに気がついた浦島太郎は絶望し、乙姫から持たされた玉手箱を開けてしまいます。
Why do I have the feeling that the last option in this game will be whether or not to open a box?
決して開けてはいけないと言われていた玉手箱を。その結果、浦島太郎は本来の年齢にふさわしいヨボヨボの老人になってしまいます。
She's right. That's how the story ends. What's Kuon trying to say?
どうして乙姫は浦島太郎にそんなひどいことをしたのでしょうか。
Because he broke his promise to her, of course. You're not supposed to break your promises, no matter what. That's the moral of the story. But what if it isn't just a folktale? What if it's science fiction? In that case, there should be some way of explaining Otohime's intentions.
私の解釈では、それは乙姫の優しさだったんです。
Kind?
玉手箱に入っていたのは過去へ戻るためのタイムマシンで、浦島太郎は元いた時代へ戻っていったんです。そして本来の時間の流れの中で人並みの人生を送りました。結婚もしたかもしれませんし、子供も生まれたかもしれません。そうしてゆっくりと年を重ねていったんです。
In other words, the traditional tale is an abridged version. That's why people now say that Urashima Taro grew old all of a sudden. I see. That's an interesting interpretation.
玉手箱の中身は浦島太郎の救済装置だったんです。
Wait a minute, if that's true, why did Otohime tell him not to open it? I mean, she gave it to him in order to save him, right?
開けてはいけないではなく、開けないでほしいだったのではないでしょうか。
But why?
過去に戻るということは、乙姫と過ごした時間も積み重ねてきた思い出も出会ったことさえもなかったことにするということです。
Then what's the point of their ever meeting?
それは乙姫にとっては耐え難いことだったんです。
Opening the Tama Tobacco may have saved Urashima Taro, but it cost Otohime everything she had.
いいですか、せつなさん。自分のすべきことを見失わないでください。
There's a tone of warning in her voice. It's almost as if she knows that I've already forgotten my goal. As if she realizes I might do something reckless.
それではおやすみなさい、せつなさん。
And with that, she disappears behind the door. What was Kuon trying to tell me? Was that just a roundabout way of chiding me for my playfulness? Maybe I've creeped her out. I mean, that was the first time we've actually spoken, now that I think about it. Good night, Kuon. I addressed her through the closed door. Anyway, I'm sure that I made some measure of progress today. And tomorrow, I should be able to take another step forward. If I get a little closer to her day by day, maybe she'll eventually show me what lies beneath that hood. I had a lot of fun today. You're back to writing notes? Maybe we've made less progress than I thought. But I think I'm going to stop this here for now. Alright, live with our choices. Overwrite that save. It's now 2 in the afternoon here, and I'm going to let my voice recover a bit. I noticed that when I talk for long periods of time, I start to make more and more mistakes. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and if you have enjoyed what you've seen here, feel free to follow this channel so that you can see me when I go live with it again. Even better would be if you join the Steam group, because then you'll get a Steam announcement when I do go live with it. Since unfortunately I can't be on a set schedule. You'll also get Steam notifications whenever anyone on V2 goes live with anything, whether me with some other game or any of the other streamers here on V2, so be aware of that. Let's see. It's currently Sunday afternoon here, which means I probably, if I want to keep on this time schedule, I won't be able to play it again until next Saturday, if even. So I might have to adjust my time. Play this every night on the weekdays at like, let's see, 9 o'clock my time, so like 7 hours from now? If people want to watch it at that time. But I'll also be uploading it all to the YouTube, so if you ever missed anything or have missed anything, feel free to watch it on the V2 YouTube channel, which is right here. Alright, thank you all for watching. The YouTube videos are super long, of course, but whatever. I'd rather that than dividing them into like 15-minute segments. But okay. Thanks all. Later.